Listen, it used to cost me $40 to fill my tank up. I'm having to cut back on driving completely because it's like a little over $70 to fill my tank up.
We live in a free country that's supposed to be free, but nothing's free. Because everything you have, you got to pay 4 times what it's worth. And then what you get is shit.
How am I supposed to be positive when I don't know how I'm going to survive? How am I supposed to be positive when I don't know where my next meal is going to come from?
Hello family, welcome to BabsWTV. Everybody is realizing how things is getting bad in America right now. A lot of people have to downside so bad tremendously that it's unimaginable. Some people aren't even able to fill up their gas tank anymore like before. My car, it used to take me $50 to fill it up, but now it's close to $70. And people start to notice that. Like everybody start to notice like something is not right in America right now. Like every single body. I don't know who's doing good right now. It used to take one family income to support good in America during the time I was here still. But right now, I don't know. It need 2 people with 2 jobs each just to survive in America. Right now, we're living in a tough time. And if you are one of those people, you're not alone. On this channel, we talk about a lot of topics. Make sure you leave a comment and subscribe. And let's watch this clip about what people are talking about.
Yeah, quick question. Are Americans finally starting to realize that their country is ass on almost every measurable level? Education? Hell no. Healthcare? Nope. Technology? Fuck no. Unity? Hell no. Quality of life? Healthcare? Fuck no. No, 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 no. The answer is no, no, no. No advantages, no superiority on any of the aforementioned entities or anything that would constitute an actual society that stood above the rest of every other society. Oh no, China, Russia, and Iran want to hurt us because of our freedom and quality of life. Yeah, right, bro. Our fucking skies are poisoned. Our food are poisoned. We're fucking taxed and worked to death. We're surveilled and fucking tracked on every fucking thing we do. We're losing more freedom of speech daily as I speak now. Second Amendment rights are going to be going away soon. Again, every fucking thing. Dude, we're not all that and a bag of chips. And people are starting to realize that. If you talk to people from other countries, they fucking know. They know. They're laughing at us because we still stand or sit on that high horse like we're above everyone. We're on a fucking slave planet, and we're part of that slave planet. Matter of fact, we're leading the charge.
Life in America literally feels like serving a death sentence. It feels like we're all collectively being punished for something that we didn't even do. Everything goes up, except for our wages. Nothing ever gets better. It honestly feels like it keeps getting worse. People will tell you when you're stating everything for how it is that you're being negative. How am I supposed to be positive with the current living conditions that I'm living under? How am I supposed to be positive when I don't know how I'm going to survive? How am I supposed to be positive when I don't know where my next meal is going to come from? How am I supposed to be positive when our government is actively trying to kill all of us off? Then you wonder why more people are deciding to burn down warehouses. You wonder why there's, more Luigis. You wonder why people are kicking in the towel and saying, screw the system, burn it all down. Because enough is enough. And I think we need to do more than continue to take it to this app. We need to take action.
I'm an inch away from packing me and my baby stuff, and yes, I can, by the grace of God, and move out this country. God, this shit is miserable. Like, it's so much going on. Like, girl, who want to wake up to news, bad news, every day? Like the lady just said on the post, y'all got everything y'all want. What more do y'all want?
I'm not ever one to really just go online and put my business out there, but like, I just want to validate someone else because I'm going through it. I seen a statistic saying that 50 to 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and it's not a lie. I'm pretty sure I'm part of that statistic. We are almost halfway through the year, and I have made less than $10,000. I get paid $17 an hour, and I work 40 hours a week. I am a full-time employee. I'm in Michigan, if location matters, and I made less than $10,000. And gas prices are like $4.80, $4.90, and I pay $50 for half a tank. $52.72 for half a tank. And it doesn't help that we're possibly going to be facing another pandemic if they don't fix what they got going on in Spain. We don't need another pandemic. And nobody can afford anything, okay? Listen, I'm going through it. I know y'all going through it. We all going through it. This is America. Greatest country in the world. Proud to be a part of it.
Genuinely, how bad does it have to get in America at this point for people to stop dancing around the issues and dropping useless platitudes? Because every time something horrifying happens, everyone jumps to go like, I'm not saying all police are bad or that they're corrupt or anything. I'm just saying I should be a little bit nicer to civilians. Or I'm not saying all conservatives or Republicans are bad. I'm just saying that these super MAGA people, those are the people I have a problem with. Like, stand for something. What do you believe in? Do you not see where these issues are coming from? Because the things you're letting slide lead to these things that then you happen to suddenly be mad about. We can waste our time if y'all want, mourning each tragedy as a small little happenstance that are all completely separate, but it won't accomplish anything. Because at the core of the problem, these issues are connected. These issues escalate from other things that people don't address. That is where these are coming from. If everyone listened even just a little bit better to the people who are often silenced and affected by these issues first, it wouldn't have to work its way up the chain to these issues that you guys suddenly care about. It could be nipped in the bud. But how is that supposed to happen when people are drawing their line in the sand 50 paces past when people have already begun getting hurt? When you don't set those lines, how do you expect the government to show any sort of restraint?
Okay, people. Why am I so broke? Why am I struggling so much to live in a fucking country that's supposed to be the wealthiest country in the world, but I cannot even pay the light bill? Like, something isn't, like, going right here. Like, what has happened to America? I mean, honestly, like, we are not... My hair looks fucking terrible. Look at this shit. Oh, my God. It's so fried. I need to cut that. Anyway, who cares about my hair? It really doesn't matter. Like, what has happened to our country? We are not the best country in the world anymore. Like, we are, like, struggling. Like, people are working, like, 3 and 4 jobs to make ends meet. Like, it's scary. We're supposed to be like the best, the most, the wealthiest, all this shit. And how is that possible? Maybe the 1% are the wealthiest, but like, how is it possible that we are still the best country in the world when no one has health care, no one can afford groceries, and people are working like 3 jobs and have a side hustle? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm tired of it. Tired of it.
Is it just me, or is America crashing out, man? Is America crashing out? And I'm not blaming anybody. I just feel like people are not doing well, and it's not all their fault. I was looking at some statistics, man. We got the highest unalive rate in all the countries, right? We got the highest drug use rate of all the countries. We got the highest overdose rate of all the countries. Why is America doing so bad mentally? You know what I mean? America has low-key turned into a psychiatric hospital. And it's nobody's fault. I think it's what's happening to us. But I feel like America is crashing out. We in the crash out era right now. I don't know what's going on, but people aren't doing well, and something needs to be done. People was crashing out, man. America is tripping right now. And I love America, but it's tripping.
One of my last videos, I told you about how roughly 88% of Americans are in financial crisis or experiencing financial stress currently. Property crimes in the US have went up to 10%. A lot of women turn to the adult industry when they're in financial crisis. Around 76% of them say they entered due to financial need, not because they love the job and they just wanted to do it. Roughly 36% of that entered to afford food or housing. Roughly 17% of that entered to support their children or their family. Anxiety and depression symptoms in America have doubled, almost tripled. Unalive thoughts have doubled. Roughly 50 to 70% of Americans are reporting insomnia due to financial stress. Food insecurity rose 20 to 40%. Almost triple the amount of people reported poor overall health. Children in financially stressed households are 2 times more likely to experience anxiety or behavioral issues. Doesn't say an exact number, but increases in substance use, gambling behavior, all due to financial strain. This is the current state of economy that you currently live in. High ticket solutions are great. I would even suggest them myself, but not when 88% of Americans are struggling. And a lot of the women, they don't understand the long-term effects of getting into the adult industry. I literally hate scrolling on my For You page and seeing girls glamorize it and other girls getting into that industry thinking that that's the only way that they can go. You can make literally anything a digital product. Any idea that you have, any problem that you can solve for people, anything that people normally come to you about, and you give them the answer to, you can give the answer to other people. Majority of Americans are working overtime, they're working 2 jobs, they barely have time to live, let alone take on something else. Unfortunately, you need to take on something else to be able to get yourself out of your situation. Created an AI system at a very low cost where you can learn to create digital products. Take an idea, make it a digital product, turn it into a digital asset, and run it through a sales system. You can automate that sales system and then get yourself out of that situation, because literally 88% of Americans struggling is insane.
Have you really just thought about it for a moment? Just took a minute to think about how hard it is to live in this country. You gotta pay taxes. You gotta buy groceries that are double in price. You gotta pay tolls to drive on the road. You gotta pay a license to have a dog. You got to pay money to build something on your own property that you're already taxed on. You got to pay school taxes. You got to pay property taxes. You got to pay sales tax. You got to pay income tax. But where's all this money go? Like, I just drove 40 miles to like 4 towns over to drop my car off to be serviced. And every road I drove on was just like driving through downtown Baghdad. Potholes and ruts and washouts and cracks, and just every time I go anywhere, I feel like I'm beating the living shit out of my vehicle. How could every road in every state be so bad? And why are so many people in this country on medication for anxiety and depression and God, and you got to pay these exorbitant copays and monthly payments to have medical insurance, and then car insurance is absolutely ridiculous. You got to pay like $250 a month just to drive a car. Then if you want a cell phone now, Verizon and Sprint and all these cellular companies, they got you by the balls because you got to pay $200 to $300 a month to have a cell phone. Then you got to have a tablet and you got to have Wi-Fi. But then if you have the Wi-Fi makes you sick. And then NYSEG and National Grid and the cost of electricity. Some people pay $800 to $1,000 a month. How the hell can you afford that? And when it's all said and done and you're done paying all this shit, you ain't got nothing left. So the weekend comes and you think, oh, I want to enjoy the weekend. You can't enjoy the weekend because you got no money to do anything. You can't go out to dinner. You can't buy new patio furniture. You can't buy a gas grill because you can't afford it. And you can't afford to cook the meat because the meat's too expensive. What the fuck are you supposed to do? How do you find happiness in this world where we live in a free country that's supposed to be free, but nothing's free? Because everything you have, you got to pay 4 times what it's worth. And then what you get is shit. You buy a new car, it breaks down. You buy a new house, there's no quality. You buy food, it's poisonous. What the fuck do you eat anymore? Everywhere you go, you can't get nothing healthy. You ever go to a gas station and try to find something healthy? You got pizza, and you got chips, and you got subs. That's all you can get. You try to eat healthy, you buy fucking produce, and you buy meat, and The fucking vegetables and the fruit are sprayed with chemicals, and you got to buy the special wash to wash it off, because if you don't, you're going to get cancer. If you eat boxed cereal, it's full of poison. What the fuck are you supposed to eat? They say eat healthy, buy organic, but it costs twice as much. How the fuck are you supposed to survive? What do you got to do? Work 7 days a week and still be broke? Because if you work 7 days a week, it's not enough money, because you still can't save for retirement. And if you get to retirement age and you want to retire, you can't retire because they're trying to take that away. They want to get rid of Social Security and spend all that money. God damn it, it's hard to survive in this country.
Have record household debt levels pushing past, $2.5 trillion, which tells you something else. People aren't just cutting back. They're bridging the gap with credit, and that works for a while until it doesn't. And that's where the pressure really starts to build, because now it's not just a matter of making ends meet. It's about managing the cost of trying to make ends meet. And what's frustrating for a lot of people is that they've already made the adjustments they were told to make. They've cut subscriptions, they've reduced spending, they're, fucking couponing, they're delayed purchasing. They've done everything that falls under the category of being responsible, and it still feels tight. And that's where the disconnect is happening, because the advice people are getting doesn't fucking match the reality they're living in. And when those two things line up, it creates frustration, not because people don't want to take responsibility, but because they feel like they already are, and it's still not enough. And that's why you're seeing more conversations around this, more people speaking up, more people saying this doesn't feel right, because it isn't just an individual issue anymore, okay? It's something broader. It's something structural. And you don't have to look very far to see it. You see it in rising rents. You see it in grocery bills that keep creeping up. You see it in people working full-time and still feeling like they're just holding on. And that's not what most people signed up for when they were building their lives, right? They expected a certain degree of stability. If they worked hard, if they put in the effort, and they were responsible, they expected that effort would lead to some level of security. And right now that equation feels off. And when that equation feels off, people start questioning everything. Not, in a dramatic way, but in a very practical way, like, how the fuck do I actually get ahead if this is the baseline now? And that's the question more and more people are asking quietly, consistently, and, with a level of frustration that, quite frankly, is hard to ignore.
They're about to put the squeeze on us big time. All right. Yeah. Listen, it used to cost me $40 to fill my tank up. I'm having to cut back on driving completely, because it's like a little over $70 to fill my tank up now. So I was struggling before, and I know other people out there are struggling too, especially the low-income people, all right, and the no-income people like me. It's going to be all right, though. God's got our back, man. He's going to show out. He is. You'll see.
$4.19 a gallon. That is what gas costs in the state of Alabama. $4.19 a gallon. I can't afford that. I drive an hour one way to work every day. It's going to cost me $200 a week in gas just to drive to work. I can't pay that. How am I supposed to get to work when it costs me that much? This is not sustainable. The American people cannot afford this, especially people like me. There are so many Americans going up to the gas pump going, you know what? I guess I ain't going anywhere today. I ain't going anywhere today. I'm going to call in. I got $6. It ain't even enough to get a gallon of gas in some places. And before you know it, it'll be $10 a gallon everywhere. Wait till the shortage really hits. The shortage hasn't even hit us yet. But once the shortage does hit us, you'll probably see $10 a gallon gas here in Alabama. $15 to $18 a gallon gas in California. And then what are you going to do? What are we going to do? Imagine how much a loaf of bread will cost then. Or a gallon of milk. Imagine how expensive everything's going to be if it keeps going up as fast as it is right now. The trajectory is showing it's going to be that high. Oil just keeps going up and up and up. It has not went down one bit. It just keeps going up. And if it continues to go up in the way that it's going, we will see $10 a gallon gas. And if that happens, it's over, folks. The middle class will completely die. The poor will starve to death. And the only people that will have anything to show for it will be the wealthy, the billionaire class. They will finally get what they want. It'll be just the rich and the poor. They won't be a middle class anymore. Do you think all this is by accident? No. This is the plan. The plan is to create the way it used to be, where there was the rich in the castle and the peasants. That's what they want. They want ultra poor and ultra rich. They want to be gods. Well, I hate to tell them there's only one God, and his name is Jesus. And when you torment his children, vengeance is mine, so say the Lord.
Well, I'm sitting outside of a Walmart store in my town. The entire parking lot is full of cars. I mean, so jam-packed, the people can't even get down the rows to park their cars. This morning, we had to go get new homeowners insurance. That hurt. Granted, it's not nearly as high per month as it could be. I'm thankful for that. But we were told by our insurance company that the rates just keep going higher and higher and higher. And they're even getting worried at this point because they're losing customers because they can't keep up with the cost offset. Gas in my town in southeastern New Mexico is on average $4.17 a gallon. Some stations I have seen $4.27 a gallon. We were told within the next 2 weeks the average cost is going to be $4.48 for regular unleaded. Diesel, by the way, dear God, diesel's in the $5 range, mid $5.
I don't think people in other countries realize just how bad it is here in America. Because I know people in other countries are seeing all of our mass shootings, school shootings, Donald Trump. But I don't think they realized how evil and manipulative our government actually is. I mean, first off, we're all operating based off of a paper that was written who the fuck knows when by a bunch of racist and slave owners, which this document was meant to be updated throughout the years for whatever fucking reason we haven't. Second off, the first lie I was ever told in school was about Thanksgiving. I was taught in school that the Pilgrims came to America, the Native Americans taught them the way of the land, showed them how to get food, and they all sat down together for a nice little meal. They leave out that minor detail that we fucking killed, raped, and pillaged them. Third thing, my high school science teacher was suspended for teaching us about, get this, evolution. The basic science of evolution. But nope, everything here has to be Jesus. Fourth thing, let me find the most American thing in my kitchen and I'll read the ingredients to you right now. Oh, hazelnut coffee creamer. I mean, it's gotta be just what you make cream with and hazelnut, right? Now, how American food goes is you know the first three ingredients, that's it. The potassium, phosphate, mono and diglycerides, artificial flavoring, sodium, salt, source of lactose. Where's the source? What the fuck does source of lactose even mean? And the fifth thing, growing up, I literally genuinely thought that Mexico was like the scariest place ever. And the thing is, it's not even just me. Ask any fucking American that grew up here, that's what they will say. Like, seriously, I thought the moment I stepped foot in Mexico, I was gonna like die or get mugged or something. And now every time I go to Mexico, I fucking love it. Best people live there too. But you know why America makes it seem like everywhere else is scary? They don't want us to leave. And they don't want us to leave because of this big grand scheme or whatever the fuck they're doing. They're letting everyone get guns. In my state, you don't need to have your gun registered. Oh, how could I forget? If I get sexually assaulted and impregnated, I will be thrown in jail for aborting that fetus. Wake the fuck up, people. We could be out here not working, burning buildings down, but y'all just don't want to wake the fuck up.